Hi there, everyone. Welcome to another Planner Perfect podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Penton, and today's podcast is going to be about focusing on the good. I love this one because I have learned so much about gratitude and that it isn't just something to say, and it's not just a cliche to be grateful. So, you always hear about how you're supposed to be grateful and show thanks, and it's scriptural to be thankful and expressing gratitude and even being grateful over a meal and to show gratitude and praise God for the meal and things like that. And all those things I just think sometimes we really take for granted. That was always me. And it wasn't that I even took it for granted. I think that's the wrong way to explain it. I think I just didn't really understand the magnitude of its power. That's more. Now I've nailed it. Now I just nailed it. Totally nailed it. I never realized the extreme power the scriptures have. I mean, end of story. I was raised in a Christian home. And I never really understood what any of all this meant. I knew what it meant. I was saved at age 7, but I just never really understood how to read the Bible or how to use it in my everyday life. I really felt that this was just a temporary place, and heaven is where we were supposed to be and we're supposed to look forward to being. And we just kind of view this time on earth as getting through it, and good, bad, highs, lows there. We aren't in control of it. Through God's grace, we'll get through. That was really my whole belief system surrounding Christianity and living on earth, and when we die, if we're saved, we go to heaven. There's been a lot of spiritual awakening and changes I've gone through. And so this podcast in particular, we're going to be talking about gratitude. And the powers of the scriptures are huge when you understand really what they can do for you, for your life, and then to others. So let's just dive right in and focusing on the good and what it can do to you. I've got 5 different things I want to hit. And first off, gratitude has the ability to pull all your desires into your life. How awesome is that? So I have a gratitude journal, and I love working in it every single day. I love it. I love it. I love it. And with gratitude, why it can pull all your desires into your life is because you are writing down and really thinking about all of the things you love about your life, and you're being grateful for it. And because I mainly think the main thing we do is focus on what's going wrong. And so that only attracts more of what's going wrong. So when we switch our focus to focusing on the good, we're attracting more of the good back into our lives. So, and not only do we need to not just write about what we're grateful for what we currently have, but in my gratitude journal, I love to also write down like it's already here, because it is. Everything we ever desire, everything we ever want, everything we all need, it's already done. It's a done deal. It's here. It's got to be pulled into our existence is all, and into our reality. And so that just takes some gratitude and some thankfulness and a gestational period, and bam, it's there. And so I love to also just be grateful for the things that are to come, because I know what I want, and I have these desires, and I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful. Thank you, God, for the relationship that is beautiful, and I'm so thankful for the renewed relationship. Or let's say you have a relationship that it was kind of rocky, and so someone in the family or friends or something, and then you could just express gratitude for that relationship being beautiful and wonderful. So it's more of the lines of just being grateful rather, in and writing it down and putting pen to paper. That kind of brain dump is so powerful because when you put pen to paper, this is why I love planning with paper, is that act alone is like an extra step of a statement of intention. And so when you do that, it's just like you're programming the subconscious mind and changing the beliefs in your mind. And it's an extra step that actually makes things happen, writing it down. So it goes for being grateful as well. So make sure you do that every morning because it's powerful. And then whenever you feel some gratitude and bursting out with joy, go grab that book again and write it down. And it's really, really powerful. Number 2, you must have gratitude for what you have now, no matter what. So even if you have a beat up car, be grateful for that car that's gotten you where you needed to be and has taken you places and working hard for you as best it could, instead of complaining about it. There's been a long time where I used to always complain about my Suburban. I'd be like, oh, of course the seat doesn't move. This is sweet. I was the queen of sarcasm. And, windshield wiper isn't working, huh? Totally typical. Was expecting that. I was the queen of sarcasm, the queen. And, I've changed my verbiage. Let me tell you, when I understood the power of your speech and your thought life and what it does, no wonder why I was sticking around with the same car forever. So I'm just grateful and just show gratitude. Thank you for getting me around. Thank you for keeping us safe. Thank you for being a big beast of a vehicle that can carry all my kids and get us where we need to go. I'm just grateful for you. And that's such a great place to be, and it raises your vibration. So you need to be very happy with where you are now, no matter the conditions, because the only way you're going to get out of the conditions you're in is be grateful for where you are. And without a doubt, every trial that comes are tests, and we need to be able to pass those in order to move on and receive something greater. So if you're in a perpetual state of resentment, you're not going to be able to see what you really want because you can't really handle anything better because you can't handle what you have. And it's a very important lesson to learn. Very important lesson to learn. So being grateful for what you have now, no matter what, should be your mantra. Number 3, you feel better when you are grateful. You raise your vibration up. You're happy. All of a sudden you're like skipping and like singing and running around and just happy just because it's just your thought life improved. Try thinking about something sad for a second and then look at how your mood goes, ugh. And then try switching it up and then just being grateful and thankful and writing it down and spending a half hour in your gratitude journal. Just so grateful for who you are, how far you've come, your family, your children, all of it, what you have, your home, all of that. And then just look at how you're just like, oh, and you're just so happy. Your heart wants to burst. That right there that's the sweet spot. That is the sweet spot. You want to try to keep that vibration steady because the more steady you are with your vibration, instead of taking so many dips and hits from your external conditions, the more ready you are available for what God's got for you next. So you want to stay steady in that high vibration state because that's where all the good stuff is. So, and that's the free flow that you need for God to be able to, for you to be able to be in the receiving mode to all your desires and what you want and what is yours. And so let's keep that vibration state up. And that's another way that why keeping a gratitude journal and focusing on the good is so important. I already kind of touched on this, but I'm going to touch on it again. It's just when you are grateful for what you have and appreciative for what's to come, your energy goes up. And so joy and happiness abounds. And when you're grateful for these moments, more of what you're grateful for, then all your desires come next. So all your desires now are going to start popping into place. And it's going to be just miraculous. Absolutely miraculous. And one of the ways that this has been where it has just been huge for me in the transformation of being someone who focuses on the bad and then focuses on the good, because there was a time Jenny was focusing on the bad because I really didn't know that I thought I had to just try to fix it. So I would focus on the bad. And one of the ways that I did that was with my children and disciplining my children. So if one of them or all of them were, usually they took turns, were in a place that drove me mad, I would constantly focus on it. I would go to bed mad and I'd wake up mad, and I was just bitter about it. I was like, surely, and I believed I was the only one suffering from, I had no perspective. And I would just be like, I can't believe this is happening to me. I would always be like, and it was always, poor me, victim, victim, victim. Why is this little guy so angry? I'm pretty sure it's my husband's side of the family. I just would go on. And if I had a journal handy, I'd be like, give me that, and I'd be like, I hate this. Maybe I need to discipline him more here. He's never getting what he wants ever again. No more of that. Everything was focused. My whole mind was focused on how much his attitude in that season, that's where my focus was. His attitude in the season. And man, I reacted every single time. Man, he just got me hook, line, and sinker. I was like, what did you just say? What did you just say to me? I sank. I mean, I just felt like I was at the mercy of this kid who governed how I was going to feel that day. I was like, oh, what kind of mood you going to give me today? And now that's going to govern my day. So let's hit me with your best shot, because I feel like I've already got weights on my feet. So go ahead and take your push. I'm ready to just sink. Or, hey, I've got my boxing gloves on. Let's do this. You ain't taking me down today. But either one approach, whether I sank by it, I was still sinking. No matter if I thought I wasn't going to sink, but I was fighting. So I was cortisoled up. I was ready for a fight. I mean, what are you going to give me today? Really? And even though I felt like, I got this in the bag, I didn't. I was very upset on the inside, and I certainly wasn't happy. So those kind of things have very physical effects that are not good for your body. And that focus, that hyper focus on everything negative, everything wrong, everything bad is horrible. And I never got out of that. I have 5 sons, 3 daughters. Majority of my sons were so strong-willed. And I tell you this with all the honesty and fiber of my being, without my sons, they have taught me so much, and I have grown from them. I am so grateful for my sons. I don't care if they're so strong-willed. They're very strong-willed, and it brought me to my knees so bad. I had to learn something else than what I was doing, because I knew it wasn't working. And I quit fighting fire with fire, first off. And I began to focus on what was working. And I tell you what, guys, when I did that, it was the next day difference. I went from a little boy, I was like, man, once I started focusing on that, I just dropped the rest. Like it never even happened. I just literally made the decision to think about only the good I saw in him. And so, and this is just like my 5-year-old right away, I was like, look at that. Look what he did. Look at that boy. So full of joy right now. And I would just write that in my journal. I'd be like, man, this boy is so full of joy right now. That pocket of time. And he was probably exhibiting these all of the time, but I never noticed them because I was so busy for the next thing he did, which was maybe throw a block at a sibling's head. Okay. So then I was like, oh, whoa, check that out. Okay. Clearly he's going to be a killer when he grows up. So I would focus on that and then dream about it. I mean, it was just maddening to everyone involved. Okay. Not just me. So I started focusing on only the things that he did that were amazing and great and beautiful and wonderful. And he had all those qualities. And I didn't even necessarily have to even say it to him for me to see the fruits of more of it. But I just paid attention to it. And then when I paid attention to it, then my demeanor changed. My vibration was different. And then his vibration changed. So it's like before we're feeding off of each other in this negative vibration. We both had boxing gloves on and we were way down low. Our vibrations were bad. Then all of a sudden, I'm focusing on good. I'm changing my vibration. He's feeling the vibration. He's more happy and finding joy. And then more of it, and then more of it, and then more of it. And pretty soon, all of those, that angry boy that I used to know, gone. Completely gone, and it was overnight. And I'm not kidding. It was overnight. It's so phenomenal. I need to write a book about it. Okay? I need to write a book about it. End of story. So once you feel different with what you already have, once you notice the joy, once you notice and focus on the good, it changes what's coming. Because it's not the things, what we want and what we need. It's our hearts. That's where it starts with. We can't receive more or handle more until we can be grateful now for what we have now and the little things we see now. Even if it's a nugget, even if it's one small thing, that changes everything because it changes our hearts. It all begins in the heart. It all begins and starts there. Attitude. So have an attitude of gratitude. And when you visualize, you materialize. So visualize. I used to visualize my son being happy and joyful. That's all I thought about then. It was a vision of our fun we'd have together. This is even amazing too. Another quick story. My daughter just got married, and he's one of those. He's very strong-willed, my 5-year-old, and he would say, I don't want to watch Maddie get married, and I'm not wearing anything nice, and I'm not wearing these pants, and oh boy, I am not wearing that polo shirt you want me to wear. Ew. Okay, so he was already prepping me. My daughter was having hot flashes and being really upset. Like, is Blaine gonna wear his clothes? He's gonna wear boxer shorts to the wedding. I go, Maddie, it's all gonna work out. Just watch. And I would write in my journal and actually write out how he was going to look and how he was going to be and how joyful he was going to, because he was even saying and threatening us like, I'm not going to be going, just so you know. I'm like, it's okay. I understand, hey, it's okay. Knowing full well that what I really wanted and what we all wanted was a gathering of all of us together, just happy, was going to happen. If he wants to shout out his feelings at that moment, then he has every right. Go ahead, say it. I don't care, I knew it was all going to work out no matter what was going to go on. And I wasn't going to certainly be picky about, you have to do and say and be. And I wasn't going to throw down that hammer. I was giving it all to God and letting all that go. And I just dreamed up what my dream was. And that was all of us being happy together and being joyful. I just visualized that. And guess what? I materialized it because come wedding day, that little boy who said to me the night before that he ain't coming said, is it wedding day? And I kid you not. And he goes, where's my clothes? And he put on the most cutest pants. He looked so cute. He spiked up his hair and he was so cute, ready to go. And I did put on his Ralph Lauren polo and he goes, gross? Okay, he didn't want to wear it. Like, oh, fine. Just wear any t-shirt that you want. And we found a really cute Gap one and no one cared. I didn't care. No one cared. He was happy. It was the most joyful, beautiful wedding that brought our family just another day of just being all together with friends and family that we could have ever dreamed of. And that was just it's just one of those tools that I have, and I want to share it with you, that this isn't just something you just say and never do. This is something you do and your life depends on it. It's the difference between an unhappy life and a happy life. It's just one other thing to know, to have in your tool belt of spiritual awakening. And I want you to apply it. Like, don't even wait. Start now. Grab that gratitude journal. And I mean, start now and don't wait. I love this verse from 1 Thessalonians 5:18. That's how I'm going to wrap this up with this great verse. In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you. Oh, I love that. Concerning you. It's concerning us. It changes our hearts. It gives us a grateful, loving, beautiful heart. Oh, take that with you today. Meditate on it. Apply it. And have an attitude of gratitude. I love you guys. I hope this has been inspiring to you and has encouraged you to express gratitude in every day. Until next time.